What's up, guys? Is my mic coming in loud and clear? Let me adjust my camera here a little bit. Get my camera going. What's up, Illuminati Eye, Fox Eye 2, Psychiatry? What's up, Ghost of Text Past? Fucking Ghost of Text Past. So, same shit. COVID's going on. FGC's going on. I'm eating, by the way, so you gotta kind of bear with me. So, I'm gonna get right into it. We're gonna talk about the FGCOC. For those of you new here, that's the Code of Conduct. Started by a group of people that many people have commented on Twitter of having no idea who they are. What am I eating? I made chicken parm tonight, so voila. Not too bad for a not Italian. With bow ties and fried diablo sauce. No, I didn't see Gutex's video to getting canceled. You know, I don't know, Gutex. Gutex is on his own tangent. He's not an alt-right guy. I just think he's fucked up. Personally, I wish him the best. But conspiracies and all the other shit. Send me the link. Put the link in here, and I'll swing it on. Oh wait, 21-minute rant? Nah, I can't deal with 21 minutes of Gutex ranting. But you know what? Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's watch Gutex's live rant. Send me the link. Send me the link. I got 21 minutes to kill, and then we can go back to the Code of Conduct after. Alright, okay.
Raymore and Flan.
Come on, right? Where is... Okay, let's go put this over here. Let's see what Gutex has got going on.
Flanagan has the solution for your best sleep yet. Get a free adjustable base with the purchase of select mattresses. Plus, with free next-day delivery, you'll be sleeping better tomorrow night. Shop now at Raymore and Flanagan.
Grammarly helps make your writing clear and concise, no matter where you are. Compose a cover letter that stands out, thanks to flawless writing and compelling word choice. Inspire your team with a presentation free of errors in spelling, punctuation, and grammar.
Let's see.
Impress your boss with a proposal.
The volume okay, guys?
Welcome everybody to 2021. We hit the ground running. It's your old friend Gutex, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on what's going down in the world. So, this is going to be a long video.
It's going to be a long video,
You're
guys.
not going to see me. It really doesn't matter because all I want you to do
is listen.
Please listen with an open mind. Strong chance a lot of you are going to get really mad. There's going to be some that get bored, and then there's going to be some of you that don't even understand why I'm doing this. But it has to be done.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like him.
That's just the way it has to be right now. So I want to fill you guys in on what's been going on in the world over the past several days. It all started when Wednesday, January 6th, the quote unquote storming of the Capitol featuring a bunch of Trump supporters, supposedly, maybe. So I was watching this unfold all day. I was watching mainstream media on one side of the screen, and I was watching InfoWars on the other side of the screen. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, Gutex, you're so crazy. You're almost as crazy as Alex Jones. But the reality
I was
is
the
that
original
only
FGC
people
Alex Jones,
that
if
would
you remember.
say that they didn't have amazing coverage of, what happened at the Capitol, at least compared to mainstream media, it was way better. Holy smokes. But, you probably just didn't watch it, right? Because if you did, you would have seen the same thing that I saw, which I'm not going to play for you. And if you want to see this video, then it's still up on my Twitter account. So I said, warning, this is graphic, but it's important for everyone to see this video because we don't know how it will try to be spun or suppressed. And she gave her life for our country. Rest in peace. Hashtag MAGA martyr sad face. And then I posted the video. It's graphic. Not for everybody. But it's got 1 million views on it. And, seems like a lot of people watched it, which was my goal. And we'll get into...
I'd get him on here if you want. If he wanted to come on, but, he's more than welcome.
It's very simple to me. If I see something going wrong, I feel like I have to say something about it because I have a platform and an audience, and even though people say I'm irrelevant, somehow everything that I tweet turns into a dumpster fire on Twitter. I spent all 2020, in a steady downward spiral of alienating my Twitter following, and then business associates and friends, and it just goes on. But it's really, I guess a blessing in disguise because the only people that are left are the ones that are really down. And a lot of people reached out to me to see if I was okay, to which I am, and thank you for reaching out because that's what friends and, good humans do for each other. They reach out and say, hey, everything cool? Are you good? Because in the real world, it's okay to see things differently. It's okay to have different viewpoints or opinions or beliefs about everything, really. It's okay. Because most people can agree to disagree, and most people can just respect other people's opinions, even if they don't agree. But there are also a lot of people, seemingly, that can't stand to have their worldview, questioned. They can't stand the thought that things may not be exactly like what they appear. And they can't stand to not try to virtue signal and try to prove who's more woke or who, honestly, fired up like them. Hold on. Anyways, so I knew this would be an issue on Twitter. Everything that I said on Twitter in 2020 just drove people away, but that's fine. But what I did not anticipate was this. So less than 3 hours later, Twitch says, "We made the decision to remove the PogChamp emote following statements from the face of the emote, encouraging further violence after what took place in the Capitol today. We want the sentiment and use of Pog to live on. Its meaning is much bigger than the person depicted or image itself. And it has a big place in Twitch culture. However, we can't in good conscience continue to enable use
What's it trying to sound like, fucking Palpatine?
Sherry, take one. If you live on Long Island, we have the highest property taxes. Why wouldn't anyone grieve their taxes?
Let's have a commercial
Especially when
break.
it's so easy to use Maidenbaum. Every year, it adds up. Thank you, Maidenbaum. You have made family vacations and...
We will work with the community to design a new emote for the most hype moments on Twitch." Awesome. Sweet. Thanks, Twitch. 32,000 retweets. They reached a hell of a lot of people. Far more people, actually, than my original tweet, right? Almost 700 retweets, even though I think the algorithm has curbed that down a little bit. Either way, seems as though this may have been a knee-jerk reaction from Twitch. And, I get it. It was a very emotionally charged day for all of us. Seriously, nobody has ever seen anything like that in our country, in our lifetimes. That's just, we're in uncharted territory. In case
Captain Nemo, he was just...
in case people don't know,
that's
what's
a combo.
going on right now is unprecedented. This is a crazy timeline right now, folks.
Raheem, you're right. They do take the left and
so I
right
get
shit
it.
too much to heart.
I don't think... I think Twitch was probably just trying to cover their asses and not lose advertisers or something like that. I get it. Hey, who's to say I wouldn't do the same thing given the circumstances? Yeah, no, I probably wouldn't. But that's okay. I understand. Hey, it's their platform. They can do whatever they want, right? So rather than fire off a knee-jerk reaction of my own, I just decided to take a breath, chill out for a little bit. But then when I decided to post a response, I realized that my account had been locked. And I know what you're saying. Well, Gutex, if you just didn't say the thing, and if you just didn't post the video of this woman getting shot, then you wouldn't have gotten locked.
I cannot
Wrong.
confirm or deny
Because
he's been doing smack at all.
The account got locked because of some tweets that I made back in August on Twitter about HCQ. Can't even say it because the YouTube algorithms will pick you up and then put the stupid little virus card underneath the player, tell people to go to this, whatever, go to the CDC or the World Health Organization.
Let me pause it a second. You know, I don't know what to make of him. When I had first met him, I didn't like him. I just feel like after his show kind of went backwards and they stopped it and Mike went his own way, he was trying to find a niche, and I can't help, God, and I hate to make this comparison because I don't think he's fucking a racist or any, you know, the minute you say you're a Trump supporter, you are everything under the sun. But the best analogy I can use is that he reminds me of Eddie Furlow in American History X right now, trying to at least find a place where he fits in, and I think he's grasping at a lot of things. Yes, he was definitely snobbish. You know, I don't think it's that bad, you know, to be honest. I mean, the fact that they took the Pog thing, I mean, everybody's knee-jerk reactions to everything lately has been, I'm just glad I never thought I'd be in a world where I was the quiet one. You know, where I'm not the quote-unquote black sheep. I mean, shit, Reddit don't even mention my name no more. I'm kind of honored that I surpassed the need to even talk about me. Thanks for the follow, Frankie. But let's go back to hear more of what he's going to say, because I can have a feeling this is going to change the tone fairly soon.
Wherever to get information about the virus, even though we're not talking about the virus. YouTube, you hear me? I know you're listening. Anyways, so I had to
Thanks for the follow,
take
Ghost.
down those tweets. But whatever. I don't care about those tweets anyways. And now they're in this video. So congratulations. The Streisand effect works again. First, by Twitch drawing attention.
What's
to,
up, Long Beach Joe? I'm doing all right.
Me, quote,
Quiet night. We're going to go through this. We're going to talk a little bit after
violence.
this about the code of conduct
Because,
stuff.
oh my God. Yeah. It's important that everyone see this video because we don't know how
What's up,
it will
Jagan?
try to be spun or suppressed. And she gave our life for our country. You know, I'm not really seeing the whole violence part. Yeah, maybe it was this one. Will there be civil unrest for the woman who was executed in the Capitol today? Or will the hashtag mega martyr die in vain? The video will be aired soon on band.video and the resistance.video, and it sounds pretty gruesome. Okay. I mean, so I asked a question and uploaded a video that mainstream media didn't play. I mean, I don't even think they, honestly, even if they played it, they didn't play the whole thing. But this is now considered inciting violence.
All right, my take on the inciting of violence, from just reading from what he said, it doesn't sound like he's inciting it. If anything, he's asking. It looks like he's comparing the deaths of people that brought out the people for Black Lives Matter, and trying to compare both of them together. Definitely a different scenario. But let's hear more of what this guy has to say.
I don't know about that. Because to
He answers
me,
no question.
the only way that you would look at my tweet, both of them, this one and the one with the video, and think that I was, quote, encouraging further violence is if you yourself were thinking about violence. You know, when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So,
All right, I'm not going to tell a lie. That's a cokehead analogy. If you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail? What the fuck does that even mean? All right.
I don't think, personally, I don't think that, well, it was not my intention to incite violence because that's just not my style, you see? Because, you know, even in what ended up happening is in mainstream media started to pay attention. Twitch, Newsweek writes, Twitch removes PogChamp emote over GOO-TEX, quote, encouraging further violence in U.S. Capitol. And shout out to Saren Morris, put together this article.
You know, Scoopington, I hear what you're saying. You know, I'm going to go back to it. Where is he? I don't know. The way I read it, I guess the MAGA martyr, dying in vain, is, I guess, where people would say 1 + 1 = 2, reads like math, but it's actually inciting violence at the Capitol. I don't know. Will there be civil unrest for the woman who was executed inside the Capitol today, or will the MAGA martyr die in vain? I don't know, man. I don't. Maybe I just can't connect the dots reading it, and maybe my educational level is not the best. I guess it's kind of reaching, though, I think, a little bit. I mean, not for nothing, if I didn't know him from the gaming world and I seen him tweet this, I would just think he's another fucknut nerd stuck to the internet. But I mean, I just don't, and I'm not saying it's not, again, I think it becomes a debate of interpretation. I just, see, the thing is this, knowing GOO-TEX pre-becoming, super HQ, whatever the hell it is, and Vaxxer and all the other stuff that he's been. I don't think, as much as I think he's a dickhead, never really got along with him, he doesn't seem the type that would try to incite violence. And that's, and again, maybe my bias is because I've known him in his past track record and the things he's done, but I really just don't see it. But anyway, let's go back to where we were.
Tweet, both of them, this one and the one with the video, and think that I was, quote, encouraging further violence is if you yourself were
Captain
thinking
Nemo, I agree with that
violence.
110%.
When you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
When you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
So,
when you're a screwdriver, everybody gets screwed.
I don't think, personally, I don't think that, well, it was not my intention to incite violence because that's just not my style, you see? Because, even in what ended up happening is in mainstream media started to pay attention. Twitch, Newsweek writes, Twitch removes PogChamp emote.
Here's something that's kind of odd. And this is just, I'm the type of person that looks at shit. So he's reading a Newsweek article. I thought he's on the West Coast. Why would it have Clifton, New Jersey's weather on it? Just curious. Usually that when you do it, it's usually for your area. Because I know Newsweek ain't based out of Clifton, New Jersey. There ain't much there. Maybe a VPN. Anyway, let's go back.
Quote, encouraging further violence in U.S. Capitol. And shout out to Saren Morris, put together this article. Wouldn't it be so sweet to be in the print edition? I'm so old. Anyways, so according...
See, reading it like this, Guterres tweeted, will there be civil unrest for the woman executed? I could see where they're saying he's trying to incite through that. Basically saying because the woman was killed, are we going to go after them? But knowing him, I don't think that was his intent. I think he was trying to make a comparison.
To Newsweek.
So I guess your girl is a fan now. Daily Harvest literally does all the work for you.
It's a mostly pretty decent article. Let's see. Oh, no, this one doesn't say it. Maybe this one said it. Here we go. There we go. Professional Street Fighter player, Gutex. Wow. Actually, I like. That was
gotcha.
pretty good. The player questioned on Twitter whether there would be more, quote, civil unrest for the woman who was executed inside the Capitol, end quote. A woman was fatally shot during the riot Wednesday in Washington. Wow. Okay, so as featured in USA Today, professional video game player, fighting game player, Gutex is, quote, encouraging further violence after what took place. Now, you guys know how I feel, right? I'm not a violent person. If I were actually a violent person, I would be in combat sports. I would be like an MMA fighter or something like that.
Exactly, Captain Nemo. I know. I at least know of him.
I just play video games and beat people up in the game, as featured in USA Today and Newsweek. So it caused quite a stir, especially because it's not as though right now Twitter isn't kind of put under a microscope for inciting violence on its platform. Just ask the sitting president of the United States of America.
I was waiting for this.
Because when he got thrown in Twitter jail, I was already in. How's it going, sir? Right this way. You can have my bed. Take this pillow. Take a load off. We're going to be here for a while.
I couldn't go more than 5 minutes.
Turns out that, big tech thinks that our president is now inciting violence. Now, whether or not you agree doesn't matter, because if I were to have told you 10 years ago, hey, sometime in the not too distant future, the sitting president,
future Gutex,
who I won't tell you who it is, but the sitting president of the United States of America will be deplatformed and have his accounts removed from Twitter, Facebook,
I agree, Thumbbreaker.
Instagram, Reddit, Discord, TikTok, Shopify. You know, you would say, Utex, that is goddamn ridiculous. No tech company, certainly not one based in the good old US of A, would ever dare nor dream to do something so foolish, so bad for business as trying to deplatform the most powerful man in the world. Nobody. No way. That's crazy. That's impossible. But welcome to 2021. So, when we take a look at what they say, here we go. Assessment. We assessed the 2 tweets referenced above under our glorification of violence policy, which aims to prevent the glorification of violence that could inspire others to replicate violent acts, and determined that they were highly likely to encourage and inspire people to replicate the criminal acts that took place at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. Wow, that was a lot longer than I really thought it was.
Scooping King, I understand exactly what you're saying, and one of the things, because I noticed a lot of people saying, even like when it came to Gootex, like, you know, these are private companies. They're publicly traded companies. Whether you're a public company, a private company, your right to freedom of speech does not end because a company is private versus a company is public. If, you know, I was to say something, you know, totally heinous is one thing. For example, if I worked for an all-black ran company and I was dropping N-bombs, then you have terms for dismissal. But if I was working for that very same company and I was, you know, talking about the whatever Gootex always talks about, or the vaccine, the best solution, because again, it's a fine line of what's covered under freedom of speech. It is kind of nuts that they're deleting his stuff. He's not encouraging. That's the thing. And whether he was or he, you know, is a fine line, you know, and I think it was a knee-jerk reaction. I mean, I took the L from Twitter for calling out Honeybee when he sucker punched Sonic Fox. And they said I threatened him. Dub Mobile, I definitely think something needs to change with these. They need to be able to be held liable. That whole, whatever it was, Proposition 230 that they're covered under needs to be removed from them. You know, I don't know. The way I look at it now, it looks like people on both sides, nobody, you know, it's funny because I see in the FGC especially, if you don't agree with one person on everything, you're somehow an asshole. You know, and that's the younger generation. But a lot of the older people, you got it, Lady Valentine, a lot of the older guys that I deal with, you know, I'll give you a perfect example. Myself and Big E will have conversations. We'll talk politics. We're on opposite sides. But if he called me up tomorrow and said, come help me, I'm on my way. You know, we don't harbor resentment for different beliefs. But, you know, now once you start delving into the extreme side of either one, which neither of us fall under, that's when you start to draw this narrative that said person is evil. An extreme of either way is not good for either side. But anyway, let's go back to Mr. GOO robot and hear what the hell he's saying.
It's going to be. Anyways, the point I'm trying to illustrate is that it's not like Twitter isn't going through people's tweets with a fine-tooth comb to determine whether or not they're inciting violence. Am I right? You know? And I'm not saying that I have the type of reach and influence that the president does. I'm just saying that I don't think it's a coincidence that my account got locked after what I posted. You know, they're looking for people that are trying to incite violence. But that's not what they found on my account. So why is it then that Twitch seems to have decision-making superpowers? Because in less than 3 hours from when I made when I uploaded the video, they made the decision to remove PogChamp as a global emote. You can't make this stuff up.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is
Marshall.
grammatically correct.
Oh, that's the whole thing? Damn, okay.
The difference here is what I'm trying to say is if you listen to this video right here that he just released is not an apology video. It's not, I've seen the errors in my ways, I'm sorry. It's not what a lot of people were thinking it was going to be. It's basically him saying two things.
Alright, we're not gonna listen to him. We're not gonna listen to him. Anyway. I mean, that's the kettle calling the pot black over there. He's done his share of shady shit. You know, so, you know, oh wow, look at that. That's cool. I like that. Look at that, man. We're in the future. Psychedelic, man. So anyway, you know, what the fuck? What is that? Let me see something. There we go. Okay. So, I mean, Gutex is entitled to his own opinions. Two-party system and back in quick. Yeah. Nah, no more vapes. I gave up that vape crap. Fucking waste of time. But I actually donated my last vape that was sitting in my drawer yesterday, as a matter of fact. You know, the guy's entitled to his opinions. You know, can anybody in the FGC come out and say this person hurt me? You know, has he ever promoted violence? Has he ever recruited? You know, but the FGC is on this tangent now where, I don't know, they think they're making money, but they're not. They think they need a code of conduct. They don't. There ain't no events to have one. Teams are gonna, by next year, by 2022, when it actually starts turning on again, you know, thumb breakers. I supported Trump up until a point, and I'll be honest, I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote. I just didn't give a fuck. I knew he was losing. You know, I knew he was losing no matter what. My one little vote wasn't going to matter. And the reasons I do is financially. You know, that's really what it comes down to for me. Whether they raise my taxes $1 million or fucking lower them $1 million, I'm still going to pay taxes. Still going to go to fucking work. I'm still going to do my daily shit. You know, but I liked the shakeup of the establishment that he brought to the table. I ain't gonna lie, I liked watching him debate. He was such a shitty, dirty debater. You know, when he came out and when Hillary came out during the debate and said something to the effect of, you know, you would never be president because, you know, something, and he said, like, yeah, I know, because you'd be in jail. You know, shit like that had me dying. You know, yeah, this last debate, he was horrendous. You know, it did not bring his A game. But I don't know. I mean, at this point right now in time, I don't know what society's going to do. I mean, now, like I said, you gave absolute power to the Democrats. So, you know, if they don't fix it, I don't want to hear people make excuses saying, you know, well, oh, the damage was so much because of Trump. That's not the case. You know, he tried to drain the swamp, and in return, when the swamp got to the point where they said you're draining it too much, they got him out. They'll probably impeach him, not let him get the ability to run in 2024 if he wants to. And then they filled the swamp up doubly more now with extra swamp motherfuckers. And they're going to pretty much fucking run things the way they want. Yeah, I think we're headed for some shitty times, to be honest. You know, I hear this bullshit about let's all get together and unite. And I mean, too many people watch these Pepsi and Coke commercials and realize that regardless to what side of the party, you know, what side of the political fence you sit on, whether you're a Democrat, I have democratic views, and I have conservative views. But the one thing I'll say is 75 million people voted for Trump. 85 million people voted for Biden. You're not going to sit here and tell me 75 million fucking people are racist, redneck, homophobic, transphobic, every type of bad name you could call them. People have reasonings, and that's their own personal reasonings why they voted for him. You know, I just, like I said, for me, I'll pay my bills, keep doing my thing. But at this point, you can't really change it. So, with that, I'm going to change the subject up a little bit. We're going to talk about cock. Because I like cock. The FGC Code of Conduct rolled out this week. I read the comments from people. You know, I read the comments from people to FGCOC on Twitter. And the sentiment was pretty much fuck off, shut up, who are you? Well, we shouldn't go getting banned. Let me move this over a second. So, who got banned from the MK tournament? Yeah, Ultra David's a lot worse. Ultra David reminds me of a Judas. He was the one that implemented these rule sets. So let me rewind a little bit. I want to give you guys a perspective. What's up, Bass Dave? I want to give you a perspective of who this group is and why I don't trust them. The obvious are people are saying, who are these people? They ain't TOs. I never heard of them. Let's all keep it 100%. Big E, Larry, Jeb Bailey, Rick from Combo Breaker, Russell from Torrey Yukin, Lap Chi, Vandy, Alex Vi, and the dude from Northwest Majors. So let's just say 10 TOs. That's 10 to 15 TOs are like the TOs we all know of. All these other guys that were on the list. Oh, and Zach and Walter for ECT. All these people that were on the list. Nobody's ever heard of them. But what I find ironic is, we're going to rewind a little bit. So, back in, I want to say July, maybe June, I got hit up by Perfect Legend, and Perfect Legend told me, listen, there's an FGC group coming out with a code of conduct, and I think you should be in it. And I kind of was like, huh? And he says, well, I mean, let's be real. At that time, we'd exposed the whole, oh my God, it's Andre. We exposed the Chris Bond thing. And he says, you've been basically kind of the guy that's been bringing out all the bad people to light anyway. And, I had told him, I said, listen, here's the problem with that. Everybody loves the OBS show until they become a subject, or their friend becomes a subject of the On Blast show. Then all of a sudden, we're monsters. Melanie's a monster, I'm a monster, All Caps is a monster. But as long as you don't go after those said people, we're okay. So I get invited to the group. He sends me the invite, and I didn't want to be, I really wanted to evaluate it and see where they're going with it. And I didn't comment in the room, so I guess they felt like I was being a distraction. I don't understand that. But in a nutshell, I had gone out on Twitter and basically said things to the effect of, code of conduct, there's no way it's going to work. And the reasoning behind that, and again, the demands and the comments that I had seen in the channel were, in my opinion, kind of fucked up. For example, one of the common themes was, well, the top TOs, whether it's the Cannons and Wizard and Big E's and Larry's and Jeb Bailey's, they've been at the helm for a long time and they haven't done it, so it's our job to do it. And I said, I can, I think that's kind of dicky to not include them. But at the same time, I said, you still got to include them. But I didn't say nothing. And then I started to see the rules that people were shelling out. And, there was a rule that they were talking about that was telling TOs that they had to mandate every event have a safe space room for players to come to when they're dealt a stressful situation, and you know, a lot of demand. What do you mean, Solzan? I still got them. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me go back and figure. Don't forget about what he did to Noel. Who are you talking about? FGC's. Exactly. Laws exist. Oh, I forget about that drama. You know, so, you know, I started to see some fucked up things getting said. And then one day I went into the room and I was kicked out. So I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. So I reached out to, what the hell is this guy's name? I'll tell you exactly who he is in a second. He was the guy that was running the Bodied. The guy's name was Bodied. He was the guy who started the channel, the Discord, and he, I hit him up and I said, hey, you know, listen, I got kicked out, and you know, I don't know if I did something that offended anybody. And of course they went to, well, you kind of tweeted out this negativity, you haven't been contributing. And I said, you know, well, I want to listen first. And we talked a little bit, and then he'd have to get approval from the rest of the people to see if I can come back into the Discord. And he was pretty open. You know, he was pretty open, and, you know, he now it became an interview. Nobody else that joined this group got an interview, but I had to get interviewed. You know, and the irony to it is I've been calling out the bad conduct in this scene for the last 10 years. And now all of a sudden these guys are going to act like they're going to do something different. And I was a little offended. So, you know, he says to me after we talk a little bit, you know, I'm going to talk to the gang and see if I can get you back in. I don't know, it took maybe an hour or two. He comes back, he hits me up, says, it's a no-go. I go, well, what do you mean? He says, well, your co-host, meaning Melanie, had done an episode about a girl that's in our group that is offended. I said, well, why is she offended? Well, because she goes there. I said, well, do they go after each other? I mean, if they're fighting each other, then that's why it happened. I said, I don't know. I don't even know who the girl is. So he basically tells me, see if you can make peace. So I was told that if I kicked Melanie off of my show, I would be allowed back into the group. And I told them they could suck my dick. I'm never going to betray my co-host to be in a fucking group. And at that point, I kindly walked away. Again, I have no ill will towards him. But if you want to know the type of stuff that they would say, you know, while I was still in the group, you know, a lot of the big TOs, like Rick from Combo Breaker, was pretty active. And I've seen the interactions. Now, you would think, you know, you would think that Rick, who runs the event, is one under Evo. Let's all keep it real. So I started to see them say comments to him, you know, like, well, we really don't need you here type of stuff. And I was just like, but it's his fucking event. What do you mean? You know, it's his event. You do need him here. And he's a smart fucking dude. You know, so once I started to see that, I walked away from the group knowing that this shit ain't ever going to materialize into anything. And to be honest, I forgot about it. Yes, like Magic, he's a good dude. I got no ill words to say about Rick, to be 100%. But the fact that I seen them basically being facetious to him. You know, they are thinking they're going to implement rules on people's events. So there's no repercussions for this. So let's just say hypothetically, I do an event up here in New York. And while I'm setting up and everything, I get an email from the FGCOC. And the FGCOC pulls out a list and says, these 50 players have been banned from coming to your event. And I say, well, okay, Cock, how much are you giving me? Because all 50 of these people already signed up for my event. They're going to say, well, what do you mean? I'm going to say I charge $85 at the door, and I got 50 people that you're telling me you feel shouldn't be allowed in the event. And I want that money. I'm a business. You know, make no mistakes about it. Being a TO is not about just doing for the community. It's about doing a business. And it's a business built on a very fragile business model. You know, so these guys wouldn't, I guarantee you they wouldn't compensate them. So I would tell every TO, whoever's on the list, it's up to you to enforce it. Base it on your beliefs. If you think somebody's a detriment to the scene, then you by all means get them out. You know, but if somebody is being mispronounced, you know, maliciously versus unintentional, you know, and trust me, Triforce, I told you already, the scene ain't coming back until 2022. By then, I probably won't even give a shit. Capcom can agree with whatever they want. You know, but the fact of the matter is that Capcom canceled their event for the rest of the year. They're doing it online. Everybody's going online. Esports in the FGC is dead. You know, it's dead. Because you know why? All those little teams that you see, and I don't even care if you want to talk about EG. They've just spent, they're going to be spending the next 2 years paying players to sit in their fucking basements. They're losing money hand over fist. Nobody wants to pay an advertiser to advertise if there's nowhere to go and showcase my advertisement. It's David's cock is the FGC now. You know, but again, I don't say, you know, I see guys looking to, they're very ambitious and they think that events are going to come back. They think events are going to come back probably in like the tail end of 2021. No fucking way. Yeah, Triforce, I'll add you in. Hit me up, let me pop Skype on. Let's see if I can remember how to do it. Oh shit. What's up, Orochi? We can have the great debate, Triforce. Let me open up my Skype again. I haven't fucking used Skype in a long time. Let's see if I can fucking even get it going. All right, let's see.
what's up, Jim?
Hold on, let me tweak the volume. Talk a little bit.
Testing.
Guys, is he coming through okay?
Well, I can hear you on my end, so.
Okay. What is this? Damn.
Let's see. I said that's at 100. All right.
Let's see what I gotta do here. I might have to take that out. Damn, man. Been a while since I fucked with this shit. Here we go. I think. Alright, what did I just do? Skype NDI. I don't really fuck with Skype no more.
You on Discord? I could just jump in Discord and come in a private chat with you. Call you on Discord. I'm in your group.
Hold on. Let me see something here.
Yeah, OBS. On blast.
I gotta fucking remove. Let's add source.
Or they said there's an echo.
There was. Hold on. Let me remove that. I gotta figure out my fucking desktop order. I forgot. I got fucking eight screens now.
What?
Where can I add you? Add source.
Jagan let me know you was on. I didn't even know you was on. I was over here working on some TikTok compilations for the girls. And Jagan just sent me a link. He showed you was on. And I came through and I was like, let's see what James is doing while I'm working.
That's annoying. I said, you know what? Let me just do this. Fuck it. Stream, general widget, matter. Game capture, screen capture. Here we go. Desktop. Here we go.
Okay.
Doesn't put your name underneath no more? What the fuck? Alright, anyway, you're in.
Okay.
Alright.
Last year when actually there's a guy, I don't think you know him. He's called OJ, right? I was on his podcast. This was about a month and a half ago tops. We were talking about some Smash Brothers related thing, some nonsense what going on with Nintendo and the community, etc. And one of the things I came across was that the FGC is going to be in an ice age. I was talking to these guys, and I said we was talking about it earlier in the year. I said me and James had a conversation about it, and it's going into an ice age, not because of COVID-19.
No.
Which is that's the funny part. You would think it's COVID-19 that put the fighting game community in ice age. And one of the things I said, no, the fighting game community put itself in the ice age. It literally, this was the most random shit that I've ever seen happen. In the summer of 2020, the fighting game community committed seppuku. They took their own swords, stabbed it in their stomach, and pulled out their own entrails when they did the Me Too movement in the FGC. The Smash Brothers community, like everybody, and this was it. It was bad, but the crippling blow, and this is what I'm going to say is going to eventually get back to him, and people are going to make a big thing out of about it. So I'll just try to say this as direct as possible. despite the heinous behavior of Mr. Wizard,
he kept it in check.
Yeah, it's like Gaddafi and Libya, right?
Exactly.
Or Saddam Hussein and Iraq. Removing what a quote unquote bad person, I say quote unquote because if you ask me, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, so I try not to take any sides. I have my thoughts about Gaddafi, and he's no terrorist in my book, but you ask a couple other people, they'll tell you something different. But in the removal of Mr. Wizard, they literally crippled the FGC over some. And when you look at it, when you put it in perspective, it was a petty move. It wasn't done out of justice. It was done out of, okay, there's a Me Too, you know something? Let's get Mr. Wizard now. It wasn't because, what you did was wrong, because here's why. Dudes knew about this entire time. You knew about this the whole time, Watson. For the 17 years or whatever year he did that, you knew this the whole time, but you went to every evil. So you're a hypocrite. You hung out with Mr. Wizard. You supported what he did.
Well, not really. He kind of got jerked. So I mean, he had. I would say he had some blind rage.
That's the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm making is this. Right? Okay. Let me use myself as an example. I have enemies. I don't really harbor them because I don't care like that. But I have enemies that I don't like. You guys, what's this guy's name? The one who last attacked me said that I was the thing with Knuckle Dude, that I was grooming Knuckle Dude at 14 or some garbage or something like that.
The Civil War dude.
Ultra David. I have some good e-files on Ultra David.
However, I built up quite a few.
Yes, but guess what? We understand that the things in politics, the way they work, trying to destroy your enemy out of just pure revenge can be more destructive to the scene than you trying to exact revenge or some sense of false justice or some nonsense like that. Because that's literally what it is. And Mike Watson, because of how the West Coast has treated Mike Watson after his contribution to the scene for over 2 decades, Mike Watson felt slighted by Alex Valle, by the whole West Coast scene as a whole with Super Arcade and whatever, and Evo as a whole and whatnot, and he's like, I'm gonna go after the big dogs. And although justice prevailed, the punishment was so potent, the scene couldn't handle it. Because Evo was like, whoa, I'm sorry guys, but we need to take a break. And now Capcom was sitting there, they had a party. When they said we have to release Mr. Wizard and we're taking the rest of the year, Capcom was breakdancing, these guys did the Red Bull spin on the top toilet. They was having a party about it because they're like, with the fighting game scene, with the fighting game scene's core, which is evolution, with the core out of commission, Capcom can now. I came on your show and we had this conversation. I was like, so long as Evo remains, so long as the Matrix is in place, it will be very difficult for the suits to come in and take over esports. Because at the end of the day, they have to go through Evo, and Evo has its pulse. Evo manages the community. Even though we don't necessarily we don't like everything Evo does, at the end of the day, Evo is the greatest voice for the player in the scene. The players in the scene cut out the throat of their own voice. And they didn't kill it. Evo will be back. It's just that when I was telling people, what, you thought it's come back in 2021? I'd be shocked if it comes back in 2022.
I think 2022 tail end.
Yes, I think it's like, tail end. I agree with you, 100%. I see taking the cannons, they have money. They don't need to do this shit. People don't understand that they do this not only for business, but they don't need it. Especially in the pandemic, it would cost them way too much money.
What's up, Rome?
To try to create an infrastructure to host the fighting game community during the pandemic. It's better if they just go to Cancun and go chill out with Damian Lillard and the Clippers. Oh wait, that's right, the Lakers already won, so never mind. So these guys are back from Cancun. But the point is, it would serve them so much better if they just went and took a vacation and called it a day. And that's literally what they're doing. And I don't blame them, because the fighting game community did this to itself.
And it's not done. Let me tell you something, man. I don't even know if you know my one file. Dine and Dash is nothing.
Oh. Well, we talked about that.
Yeah.
But to be nice, can we not bring that up?
No, I'm not bringing that up. But man, it got 24 grand. I mean 24 carat quiet.
Yeah, let's just
And there's no mamas at Capcom that can protect shit like they think they can. Because loose lips sink ships. And they all got them. Because it's me and Summoning did a podcast a while ago. And we were talking about the real old days. And we said, how can you build something that's built on a shitty foundation? It's always been fucked up.
Yeah.
People are acting like now all of a sudden, well, we got to be responsible. And yes, sir, no, sir. Nah. It was built in the hood.
But despite it being built in the hood...
What's up, DJ Maywa?
Huh?
Nah, guy in the chat.
Despite it being built from the hood or the streets or the arcade, so to speak, and despite me, I don't necessarily agree with the staff at Evo. There are things that they do that are good, and there are things that they do that I don't agree with, and that's me being objective about the situation. But Evolution was the best. That was the best patch-up of bullshit I've ever seen to a shitty-ass foundation.
Yeah.
Because it was better than nothing.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, without Evo, now we see the FGC for what it really is. Shit.
And it showcases how important Evo really is. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they've taken a step back. There's a lot of shit that goes on in this scene that blows my mind. That, like, rule number 1 of the FGC, your safe space ends when you walk out the door of your house. You're not going to dictate to people that the FGC is supposed to be this safe space. It's not. Because it's part of the outside world. You don't get to tell TOs, like, the FGCOC trying to say that the TOs got to make safe spaces. You paying for that? Who's paying for that? Oh, I'm supposed to pay for that. And it's like, listen, there's a basic set of rules. Just listen, you don't have to go to church every day to know that the 10 Commandments are there for a reason. You don't even have to fucking study them. Don't kill, don't steal, don't be a dick. But the minute you start infusing it, do trans lives matter? Absolutely. Do black lives matter? Absolutely. But if I don't jump up and down on every Tuesday saying Black Lives Matter, that doesn't mean all of a sudden I don't think Black Lives Matter. You got to cancel him, get rid of him. Oh, he's a bad person. It's and the way they're infusing these rules, they're acting as if they're out for the betterment of the FGC. But let's be real. It's a new layer of people that are going to cover for their homies.
Pretty much.
When I called out Honeybee for punching Sonic Fox, it gave me a ban on fucking Twitter because people, he's threatening to beat him up. I never threatened to beat anybody up in the scene. But that was their MO. And if you attack enough of Twitter admins and say, see, look, he called him a cuck and he called him an asshole, and so freedom of speech does not exist on Twitter.
No, it doesn't.
Contrary, again, Gutex may be a raving lunatic, But at the end of the day, he's right in the sense you can't say what you want, because if enough people complain, they just want to shut you up. So we'll just get rid of it. It's like, two brothers fighting and the mother just doesn't want to hear it. So she tells the dad, go in there and take care of him. And he whoops the shit out of both of you. He don't ask who did what.
Yeah, that's irrelevant.
I just want silence. That's it. Done. And they've learned to weaponize that, and it's like, again, I want people to feel safe. But listen, if feeling safe is an issue for you, regardless to whether something is happening to you or not, then that issue lies inside you. I'd rather tell a weak person how to fucking handle himself than coddle him and babysit him and take care of him. It's not my job. And it's not a TO's job. A TO's job is to make sure everybody is safe. But when he says safe, it means nobody's going to come in and open up a fucking can of whoop ass on everybody inside the event. Beyond that, how you go outside and smoke a cigarette and hanging out with somebody and he calls you a bitch and you call him an asshole, next thing you know, you're punching each other in the parking lot. He can't stop that. He can't be, a TO can't be there 24/7 for you.
Exactly.
But the rules that they came up with, it's like, let's go through them. Let's go through the conduct. List of violations of the code of conduct include. Clearly, you don't need to write this one down, but for those out there that, grew up somewhere in the backwoods of fucking Boise, Idaho, or fucking Louisiana Bayou, engaging in assault, battery, physical harassment, or abuse, or any other physical contact with any other person without their consent. Good rule. Don't know why you need to state it, but okay. Engaging in malicious bullying, baiting, trolling, or other non-physical harassment abuse that rises to the level of beyond commonly accepted FGC trash talk.
Now, time out. Who objectively determines where the threshold is?
Thank you.
That's such a stupid rule.
Yeah. Using or threatening to use deadly or dangerous weapons except in reasonable defensive situations. So basically, this is what that is. This is them saying that if you threaten somebody with a knife, but the person pulls out a knife, it's okay. I could agree with that. That's defensive situations. All right, 3.14. Pestering or stalking any other person, otherwise not respecting any other person's reasonable desire to be left alone. I can even side with that. If I tell you to get the fuck away and you don't, yeah. But odds are it's probably, with me, if I tell you to leave me alone and you don't, I'm not going to the cock. I'm not going to the cock to ask him to do something. I'll take care of you.
Subject to an ass whooping.
This is one that makes me laugh. Taking photographs or recording any other person without their consent or backer authorization.
That is such a complicated rule.
So Triforce, me and you are at ECT, and I say, "Yo, Triforce, come here, let me get a selfie." And in the background, fucking Jessica Negri's back there, but Jessica Negri don't like me, so she's gonna say no, I don't give him permission. But then on the flip side, it might be Daigo and Justin. Oh no, they're cool.
But here's something contradictory to that entire thing overall. Right? One, when you go to these tournaments now, you have to sign. You waiver your rights to your image taken anywhere in the tournament. So when you put that code of conduct, what you're doing is you're taking away the policies of every tournament organizer's image rights that they're using to protect themselves, because the code of conduct is now overruling it. That becomes a legal case now in court. So that, I wonder if, you know something, hold on, wait, let me ask you a question, because I know they was making a code of conduct, but I really didn't well, you know me, I don't really give a shit like that
Yeah.
anymore. But did this group that created the code of conduct consolidate with the lawyer?
Ultra David.
I meant an actual lawyer.
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, so here let's move on. Where was I? I was the photographs. Okay, 3.1, and these are all part of 3.1.6. Engaging in discriminatory or hateful statements or behavior, including any based on race, color, ethnicity, nationality, citizenship, sex, sexual or romantic orientation, gender identity, religion, disability, and I have no idea what this is, but neurodiversity, body size, or any other personal characteristic. Yo, Triforce, man, your fucking nervous system is ugly as fuck. What the fuck is neurodiversity?
What is that? No, that's...
No idea. Yo, man, your epidermis is showing. God. Intentionally outing any other person's sexual orientation, gender, or identities without their consent. Don't even know why that's got to be applied into a rule. Like, I don't know, in all my years here, I've never turned around and heard somebody go, yo, 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 this dude's gay, right here. I've never heard that. Maybe it happens in other parts of the scene. I don't know. Intentionally causing fear or distress or in a malicious abusing power over any person. Disclosing confidential information or media, doxing or sharing any personal identifiable information or violating any other person's reasonable expectations of privacy.
That's a slick one. That covers their ass.
Yeah. Intentionally entering off-limit areas in community spaces. Dosing, swatting, spreading malware, phishing, hacking into any other accounts, intentionally, recklessly, negligently damaging, tampering, or interfering with any other person's property, platform, equipment, or other possessions or network connection.
All right, that's legitimate.
Here's the one. Scamming or engaging in fraud, impersonation, or defamation statements or behavior against any other person.
Oh, then the whole fighting game community.
We're done. Everybody's already banned. Tampering with tournaments, fixing any match or bracket. Now they say, by the way, for the record, they've said that people that were not punished for past transgressions can still be punished today, presently.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, because some of them, they get slipped. Some of them will slip by, and then the ones that they choose not, you know, I mean, Stephanie Brownbeck, 16-bit, you know, rigged brackets at NEC. I'm sure they're not going to punish her.
Yeah, so...
Stealing, misappropriating, mishandling, misrepresenting the amounts of uses of entries, prize pots, hotels, or lodging fees, viewers or other donations, or any other person's money.
That punishing you for past transgressions is nonsense. When you create a code of conduct, because it's being created now, everyone should be given a clean slate.
Yep, supposed to be, except for a couple.
You can't create a code of conduct now to judge people in the past. That's not, you know, the people, whatever. First of all, those are policies, so it doesn't even make a difference. None of that shit is even legal. None of that, all that shit that they're making, none of it's law. It's just policies for their specific whatever the hell is it that they're running.
Failing to abide by applicable third-party rules. In other words, they're telling you, if you don't listen to us, bitch.
Pretty much.
Advocating for, encouraging, being an accomplice to, or threatening to engage in any potential violations, evading or attempting to evade any disciplinary actions taken by this code of conduct, Underage participants, any participate under 16 must be accompanied by an adult or a guardian. Yeah, okay. Other violations.
Under 16?
Yeah.
Not 18?
Huh?
But wait a minute. Wasn't I accused?
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. That's a slick one right there. That's a slick one right. I was just accused of that.
Yeah.
Although I mashed that person's face in when it's like, no, what are you talking about? That wasn't me.
Dude, I'm sorry. It's just fucking... Alright, so group number 4. What, I lose you? You there? Think I lost you, Troy Force. Let me call him back. I don't know. We'll see if he calls back. So, under structure 4.1, the COC team. The COC team, like, all right, come on, guys. That's why I look at this and I say, this has got to be a joke. It's got to be a joke. I mean, come on. Let me fucking put this up here. They actually wrote the COC team. The COC team may organize itself as a non-profit. What the fuck, dude? Really? A COC team? Membership in the COC teams will include all the backers as well as anyone else who accepts the COC team's invitation to join. A lot of COC in the FGC. Committees. The COC team will have 8 committees. The Moderation Committee, the Investigation Committee, the Code of Conduct Committee, the Tools and Record Keeping Committee, the Legal Committee, the Inclusion and Diversity Committee, the Public Relations Committee, and the Collegiate Committee. The COC team will have meetings from time to time to decide issues of structure and amendments. The COC team and the backers will have the ability to take in reports about investigations and potential alleged violations and will attempt to maintain. The backers will enforce disciplinary action. Listen. Thanks for the follow, Puto Tyrannosaurus. You know, Mr. Wizard's out of the COC. He's not on the COC team. You know, but again, why am I so red? Let's go blue. I like blue. I'm blue. So, needless to say, guys, I was left with a bad taste in the mouth before this even started, i.e. with, like I said, the comments that I saw in the Discord when I was in there. How they treated me, you know, it definitely. See, these are the types of guys, you know, that'll always say I'm the bad guy. You know, I like the drama. I don't like the drama. In fact, that brings me to another point. So I'm going to be starting a series, and it's going to be interviews, like I used to do, with actual people that work within the industry. Yeah, American FGC is horrible, Mariano. But, you know, it's going to be with, like, a lot of people that actually work in the development side and get their perspective on the FGC, gaming, arcade, the history, whatnot. At least the cock isn't too much to read, though. Ultra David has a small cock. I mean, they just opened up the meme fucking faucet with all this cock. I would get Gutex on. I actually, like I said, while I'm not a fan of his, I don't hate the guy. He never did nothing directly to me. But, give his perspective on how he, fuck with low tier God. I don't need low tier God. I gave him chances. He's another greedy Gretchen. Well, again, I had said this a while ago. Soon streaming is going to become an issue. Because, again, you don't own the right to broadcast and make money off of their games. I would bring in Guilty if she wanted. I know she's kind of traveling around, and Majin Obama. You know what's funny? Again, for the monster that people want to say that I am, I always reach out to every guest that I have on the show or anybody that gets quote unquote put out on blast. Oh, you back?
Yeah, the computer's on screen, but right.
Where is it? Boom. I consistently talk to everybody that I've ever quote unquote put on blast and check up on them, make sure they're fucking flying straight, or at least fucking trying to redeem themselves per se, but Guilty's one of those I actually kind of took a liking to after the fact. Well, I will let you say that, Cut West. But, it's like we're at a time right now where nobody forgives anybody. If you don't think 100% the way that said person thinks, you're somehow a monster. You're not allowed to, you're basically made to be robotic. And it's like, it's very hostile environment. So I actually, I popped into F-Champ's stream and he kind of went at me a little bit because I said COVID is the best thing that happened to the FGC. Mm-hmm. Because it keeps you all away from each other at this point. Not for the ailment side of it, of course it sucks. It's fucking destroying the economy. But it's twofold. One reason why I kind of like the way COVID kind of shut the shit down is all you young bucks get to experience the day we all went to the arcade and they told us all, we're closing. What do you mean? For a week? 2 weeks? No, for good. Now you guys, James, have you read through the signatories? There's really nobody in there. No, there's not. The signatories are people I ain't never heard of. But, again, imagine you're right. People get cut off with no chance of forgiveness. And it's like I said, me, Big E, we talk a lot. And, when we talk, believe it or not, politics, we're on opposite sides, but we don't war with each other. It don't become, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. It's like, all right, we just disagree. Cool, move on. People learn to drop the conversation. Stop labeling anybody that voted for Trump as a fucking neo-Nazi. Everybody that fucking voted for Biden is not a fucking bootlicking Dem or SJW. It's the FGC Ice Age. And, fortunately for me, I've been through them already. So I know my ass is covered. I'll thaw out. But a lot of you guys are not going to... Let me explain how it works. A lot of you guys are going to move on.
Yep. We're going to find out who's really about it.
And you're going to knock your girl up, maybe get a job. Just the way the economy is now, I don't know about that, but, you get a trade, fucking go to jail, fucking, something. that's going to change your path. And it happens to everybody. You know, it happens to everybody because that's just life. You know, I know most of the guys in the FGC, you know, think that some, you know, 4'8" Japanese gamer girl's gonna sweep into the community and you're gonna marry her and be happily ever after. Listen, just jerk off to the porn because that's the closest you're gonna get to it. It really is, you know, and you know, I see people, you know, that love to be combative with me when I shit on the esports infrastructure in its current state. Saying, you know, I'm jealous.
I'm jealous of what?
I don't know. You know, that's, you know, and I pointed this out. I said, listen, I don't have any Evo medals. You know that? Did you know I don't have any Evo medals? You know why? Because Evo didn't exist when I was playing. So, you know, and of course, you know, you hear guys, oh, yeah, but you can go back and, you can, if you put the time in, so spend 23 hours a day, lose my job, just to get a fucking Evo medal?
And who validates that? Them?
Exactly.
What the fuck out of here?
You know, I say I got one better. See, look, like I said, right there. All those books on the wall. See all those books? Each one of them is an Evo medal, and also about 30 to 50,000 a book I did. So who made out? I made out okay. You know, and that's more important to me. I actually worked on games. I actually got in, and let's be real. Every gamer that competes aspires to be the next game developer. With no skill, by the way. Like, no skills in the actual industry of making games. You know, and at the end of the day, you know them, you've seen them. I don't care if you're in the NRS community, the Capcom community, the Namco community, whatever fighting game, the anime. Oh, if I was working there, this game would be so much better. I know what to do. Really, how? What would you do? And I love asking them that. Oh, I would tweak the frames. Excuse me? Tweak the frames? Yeah, Krusty's Funhouse was a bad one. Aliens was good. All the WWEF games, no, they weren't E yet. Aliens was one of my favorite. Terminator 2. I did so many games. So I started doing this. So check this out. This is my new thing. Because, you know, Triforce never got me my trading card. Huh? Triforce never got me my trading card. So I started taking these and I'm framing, yeah, fucking A. So I'm starting to frame these with all the reflection. So I got the original cart box with the game over here, and then I'm going to put the credits in here, and then I fucking post those up. That's like my new fucking hobby. I'm a frame guy now. And then, like, you know, you get like these. So like with these, the way I did them, so you can turn around, you can fucking open it up, you can fucking take it out, you can play with it, you can do whatever. Yeah, that's right. Look at that motherfucker. I don't have an Evo medal, but I have James M.K. Fink. And yeah, so that's me tooting my own horn.
James.
Yeah.
If you're really serious about doing the like getting a trading card, because Walter would like to do people from the fighting game community that have done significant contributions to the scene, and you have done stuff for Mortal Kombat, which is significant to the scene. I'm dead serious. Just give me the bio and I'll get it to Walter, and he'll make a trading card.
You know, oh, by the way, you know who I'm doing an interview with?
Who?
Jeff Peters.
Ooh.
See, now here, you're gonna like this one.
He went deep in the back. You know he's getting something special.
You're gonna like this one. So, I've been going through some stuff. That's right. We haven't talked in a while. So,
It's almost a year. I spoke to you early last year, then COVID came in and we haven't spoken since.
So, it's funny because I've been coming. I even asked Vi the other day. I've been going through cleaning up my house and redoing shit. So I came across this. I just opened it up actually. So like I got this fucking back in 1990, 99. It was never opened. I opened it. Fucking Street Fighter for Sega VHS Tomo videos. And then I came across all this cool stuff. This was Mondo's Fight Palace back in the day. They were trying to sell it. But I got all these. So I got versions of Mortal Kombat for Super Nintendo with the blood in it still.
That is
it's a rarity.
That is very rare.
Different ending version of Aliens. Some fucking NBA jams. Mortal Kombat Nitro is a game that, and here's something funny with Jeff Peters. I know I should dump him. I don't want to dump shit. I'm fucking selfish and greedy. Now, I bet you didn't know this one. Jeff Peters worked on Mortal Kombat with me.
Well, you're telling me, you're asking me if I knew?
Yeah.
I was at the International Hall of Fame when Jeff Peters got inaugurated.
What did he get inaugurated for?
Class of 2019. Yeah, he got inducted like 2 years. I was there. He got inducted in the same year Reggie Fils-Aimé got inducted in. So yeah. So trust me, I'm well versed in Jeff Peters' legacy.
Yeah, I was like, because it's funny because I always liked them. So back in the 90s, on the sculpture side for the home version. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we reacquainted and shit, and I started Googling and wound up, I didn't know he had a part in starting EGM. You know, I didn't know how good of a classic gamer he was. Still is, actually, with Robotron. He says he can play unlimited.
He can. He's actually godlike.
Yeah. So I said to him, I said, dude, like, I want this out there more. So I said, I'm going to start reaching out to guys more and start trying to, bring them out there. Yeah, I do have it, Eddie. I'm not dumping it though. So, again, like I said, I'll be doing some more interviews and stuff like that. But for now, I mean, I just do my shuck and jive 9 to 5.
I'm going to post something. I don't know if I have the ability to post a link in your chat.
Go ahead. You should be able to.
Jeff Peters. Let me timestamp it so that you guys don't. It's not stuck here. But yeah, if you didn't know about this yet, I was what the hell? Wait, there goes Jeff. I just got to timestamp it. Yes, he's talking about Mortal Kombat and the rest of the other games. So yeah, this is Lonnie McDonald who's going to introduce him. 28 minutes and 40 seconds in. Let me just get the timestamp for it. Bam. Copy. All right, here. Jeff Peters, International Video Game Hall of Fame induction. I'm like, it's the entire induction, but I just for those who want to see Jeff Peters' part, it'll give more. In fact, you could use that for when you interview him. He goes over a lot of the stuff that he's in. He was in the Tama Iowa when he got inducted in Capcom's Ono. He sent in an acceptance video for when Capcom got inducted in. Same thing for Reggie Fils-Aimé from Nintendo, Tetris. Mario from Tetris, actually it's the Blue. I forgot the name of the company, but there's a bunch of people. It was one of the International Video Game Hall of Fame's best year. So
did Don Nowit ever get inducted?
Who?
Don Nowit.
No, I didn't get inducted yet. In fact, the Hall of Fame got pushed back until this year. There was no Hall of Fame last year because of the COVID thing. They didn't know whether they should make it virtual or they should just hold it off until 2021. But I think there's definitely going to be one in 2021.
Yeah, because I worked with Don Nowit, because he worked with me at Acclaim for a year or two before going back to he hated New York because he was a Texan boy, Longhorn. But he was like the old school gun game, like Cheyenne guy. He was the head of the U.S. video game team. Did that Atari 2020 Atari 5200 commercial.
But there was a bunch of them. There was like 3 main guys. Well, and there was different eras of the U.S. national video game team. So
he had to have been like 80, 5200. That was what, 83, 84?
But but the captain of the U.S. national video game team at that time is argued. There's a big argument about the history of the U.S. national video game team, because the U.S. national video game team was founded by Walter, and you had Ben Gold and Billy Mitchell. And there's an argument as who was the actual team captain, which then led to what's the name of this thing here? The electronic circus, and then a whole bunch of it just gets ugly after that. That's all I have to tell you. But like, there's no really clear, definitive who was what and yada yada yada. Because old man ego, everyone wants to argue about it. Although we all know who the original captain. Then the team took over the head.
Oh wait! Who was the original captain?
The original captain of the team is literally between Ben Gold and Billy Mitchell. I'm getting that from Walter directly. Well, Walter is the head; he ran the whole thing. But like the team captain for it was originally Ben Gold and Billy Mitchell. But then Steve, when that guy from the East Coast came over and wanted to do that big travel national. I call it esports now because that's what it is, but that's not what it was called then. They want to do a tour where they travel the entire country, go to arcade, beating the best champions in each of the arcades and the high schools for the arcade. So it's like a tour, it was a campaign, a tour trip, and they but the guy then cut Walter out, changed it, turned the name into the Electronic Circus. It really started at the Twin Galaxies All-Stars. Then it got cut out and changed to the Electronic Circus when then Steve Sanders was the team captain, because the guy that ran it put Steve Sanders in charge.
What happened to Twin? So he sold it, right?
Yeah, he sold it to Jace Hall in 2014.
And he destroyed it.
Huh?
And he basically destroyed it.
I don't want to go too much in it. Yeah. Twin Galaxies will be all right. It's in its ice age right now. It's going through what the FGC is going through, but in about a year and a half right now, because the lawsuit between Billy Mitchell and Twin Galaxies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, how shall I say this? They're gonna get dealt with. They're gonna get dealt with, and then all will be well. It says Trifles, you got a bit of an echo, huh?
No, you're fine.
Okay. So. The problem here is that, so when that happened, because they were all a part of the group and the guy cut out Walter Day, Billy was in the bus with them and he was like, I'm not going to, I forgot where they went in the East Coast. I think it was Boston. He's like, I'm not going to Boston without Walter. And Billy created a coup in the bus. And they was like, yo, we're not going unless you bring Walter. And then they brought Walter. The electronics circus event failed. It collapsed. They sent back everyone home, and Walter was like, well, it doesn't make a difference because I'm doing the United States video game team anyway. So then that's when Walter pushed that, and that was in like '83. And like I said, but there's like, well, Steve Sanders was the team captain for the electronic circus, so that, which they're saying the electronic circus was the original U.S. video game team, but it was not. So that's the argument there. So it's a three-way argument between Steve Sanders, Billy Mitchell, and Ben Gold, or whatever the case may be. And each of them have their arguments for that. After that, when Walter decided to just move on from the U.S. national video game team, Steve Harris came in from EGM, Sushi X, and then
Sushi X, I remember him.
Yeah, Jeff Peters, and those guys, they went back. There is an echo.
Now there is.
Yeah. So hello, okay. So yeah, and that was U.S. National Video Game Team '85, and then they brought in Todd Rogers later on in the end of it, and so forth and so forth, and then it was just left. Then about 3, 4, I think 5 years ago. No, that can't be 5 years ago. Like 4 years ago, um, somebody who had nothing to do with the U.S. National Video Game Team purchased the trademark rights, or no, let me not say purchase, acquired the trademark rights for the U.S. National Video Game Team, and they now, how can I say this? What's the best word? They're the custodian for it right now, which in they're changing certain historical facts about it to suit certain agendas. But that's just how people are.
That's the nature.
That's just the nature. You just gotta laugh about it. All right, no problem. It's funny.
But anyway, I think you're playing the Triforce audio via 2 channels. No, it's picking up. My mic's picking them up through my speakers. So, yeah, I gotta fucking tweak my gain, I guess. Go ahead, talk.
Testing. Sounds better.
Does that sound better?
Yeah, I didn't hear myself.
Guys,
Yeah.
I don't need my headset, you jerk off. Fucking $250 mic, it better fucking work.
Damn, $250.
Oh, no, whatever. I don't know what it was. Oh, man. But yeah.
That's cool that you're gonna have Jeff Peters on your show, man. He's a cool dude, man.
I'm not gonna do it like this though. It's gonna be just one-on-one interviews.
That's actually better.
Yeah.
Especially
So
for a person like that, that's definitely
yeah,
better.
I want to do it through more moderated. I don't want guys coming on there saying, "Hey, my cock."
Yeah. You don't want that.
No.
You're gonna want to keep it. You want to keep it to a level where, like, long after the interview, it'll be one of your gem interviews for the general audience.
Yeah. That's basically what I'm doing right now, is staging stuff to do for the future. Because, we got a lot of time. A lot of time till 2022, guys.
I really want. You know what I find so funny, James? Like, with the pandemic has exposed the FGC like dognuts.
Yeah.
Like, literally. You're starting to see.
Hey, Tiffany.
Hey, Tiffany. You start to see what the FGC is really about, and Capcom. That Capcom hit the FGC with the greatest low blow ever. When I saw the news that they said how you can use their content, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Yoga Flame and the rest of these guys are pretty much cooked.
Yeah.
They're pretty much cooked. No, you can't.
From Yoga Flame to hi, my name is Kyle.
Yeah. A lot of these guys did. Well, actually, to be fair, let me get to my chance. A lot of guys either gonna have to adjust or they die. That's what it is. So some guys probably can adjust. So let's give them at least the benefit of the doubt. Let's see who amongst these guys will be able to adjust. But I highly doubt it. I highly doubt who's gonna be able to adjust. And it's crazy how Capcom just came in like, thank you guys for helping make it a name for us, but we're gonna, for all you guys who put out all that content, millions of views being watched for our game, because these are the guys that literally kept their game relevant by creating the content to begin with. But you can't use that content the way you want to use it anymore. Your creativity is done. You have to do it our way based on our policies, or we're striking your shit. That's like a backslap. That's a backslap. Thank you. Yeah, the beast. Well, no, I think the beast can adjust. I'm confident the beast can adjust. I mean, wrong. I think this. We'll see, but
I mean, listen. At the end of the day, when me and you went with our little great back and forth of the suits coming in, I told people this was going to happen. They're going to come and they're going to say, you can't You like MMA. We're glad you like it. But you can't replay MMA on your shit unless you pay us. They're going to start to take the IPs more serious. Especially with the COVID days now, where they're looking at ways to try and make money.
Well, everyone is going to follow, all of the publishers are just going to follow what Riot is doing. That's it. They want control of the intellectual property. It's their games. They're going to hit you with the that line from the NBA? You have the right to rebroadcast, retransmit, reproduce, or blah, 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 and then without the express consent of the NBA.
Yep.
Okay? At the end, the publishers win. The publishers are the end game. They won before anything. The only chance the FGC ever had was can't control the content, but you can control the context behind it, which is the P. But the sad part is that the FGC doesn't value themselves. Worse than not value themselves, the FGC cannibalizes itself with petty nonsense and arguments and fights with each other, thinking if I can blow this guy up on social media, people are gonna validate me. I'm gonna be the man, blah blah blah, and yay. So in 2020, what did these guys do? Oh, this guy touched this girl, that guy did this. Now I know a lot of people are gonna say, so what you supposed to say? What are we supposed to do, Trifles? We supposed to just leave it and let it rock? No, you're supposed to handle it internally. That's what you were supposed to do. Don't air your dirty laundry. Clean up your clothes in the privacy of your house, you dumb fucks. Like, see what happens now? You put all your dirty laundry out there where you thought they were going to say, hey, man, great job. Thank you for coming forward and bringing these guys to justice. No, they just punished you along with everybody else. Destroyed the scene. No one won. 2020 summer Me Too movement in the FGC. No one won. The entire FGC just literally got put in the ice age. Mr. Dude. Ed, yeah. Nintendo didn't start it. It was really Riot that started. Nintendo was always about protecting their intellectual property if they don't have any eyes on it. So that's how they bubble. Yeah, James is stupid. But yeah, they always had it. Nintendo wanted to protect their stuff. This is the main reason why Nintendo wanted to protect their stuff, because they don't want later on they find out some murderer was playing their video games. It's like, look at the situation with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson says he would like to have another game, but Nintendo's not going to be able to give him another game because of what Mike Tyson was convicted for. It will be a bad look. Imagine Nintendo say, let's make Mike Tyson's Punch-Out 2. Somebody is going to sit there and say, oh my God, Nintendo, how could you put a convicted rapist in one of your games? Blah, blah, blah. You hate all the women. You're a... And then Nintendo's going to just be destroyed for it. Although, whether you think Mike Tyson's innocent or guilty, he did serve his time. But it just goes to make the point that James just said not too long ago about we live in a society that's unforgiving. They talk about when Christian, if you go to prison for crime, you're a criminal for life. That's it. That's how they see it. It will never change. Nothing you do, no time you serve will change it. If you've been convicted as a thief, you're a thief. Done. That's it. You come out, I served 15 years as a thief. Yeah, you're still a thief. What? Yup, you lose. You can't win. The society is broken. Yeah, there is no redemption. The society is broken. Then they sit there and tell you, oh, we're a Christian society. America stopped being a Christian society eons ago. Eons ago.
There's no redemption.
Yeah. So someone does something bad, and the sad part is that the reason why there is no redemption, there's an evil to it, like a real cold-blooded evil to it. The reason why there is no redemption is because the people who bring to justice the criminals, they're not doing it off the strength that this is wrong and it should be brought to justice. They're doing it for validity. That's it. It's straight vanity. Like, thank you for calling the police on that. Bitch, I don't appreciate you. I think you so I feel good in the FGC. That's not what they're doing it for. That's exactly what they're doing it for. Because if they were doing it for the true justice, a lot of the actual people that we know that have done some real criminal things in the FGC, some of your heroes would either be behind bars or removed from the FGC eons ago. Some of your quoted good guys. A lot of these good guys are villains. And people are like, oh, Triforce, well, you're a villain. Dumbass, I'm the good guy. I've been the good guy.
Yeah, they really think that their heroes are real heroes. Man, I so want to fucking spill beans. You know that? I know. I won't though. I won't.
Spilling beans will only, at this stage, spilling beans creates more destruction than anything. Alright, so for your viewers who are listening, let me give you guys an example of the greater good, right? This is a philosophical stuff. How many of, well, I don't know how many of you guys ever watched Rick and Morty, but if any of you guys ever watched Rick and Morty, there's a scene where the jelly bean king tried to rape Rick and Morty. Rick kills him, whatever, but there's pictures of the king trying to rape Morty in the bathroom. And the guy goes and he shoots him, look, and the guy sees the king is dead and he's buried, and everyone in the kingdom knows the king as a great hero. And you know what the guy does? He goes, burns. And he goes, why? Let the people remember him for the good he has done. See, he was looking at the health of the community more than the 1 or 2 or 3 transgressions of the crimes that person has done to people. Because he understood that if he took away that image from the king for all the good he did, he will collapse the very fabric of the society that the entire people was built on. So he's like, no, I'm not going to do this because I want it to be, it will destroy everything. So you let him go. This definitely happened for those who are wondering or whatever the case may be. Jay, you should have gotten the great personality.
I know.
It is built solely on these things, and a lot of people don't understand. That's why popes get away with raping children and shit like that. That's literally why they get away with it. For those who didn't know. Why did you go on the other side of it again? Okay, good. Oh shit. Yeah.
What are you, Bubba Bobber? I fucking hate this game, dude. I hate this game. I really do. This is the game I've been playing lately.
Infiltration was screwed over. Exactly. Something that happened with an infiltration spouse. A spousal spat that turned a little bit physical, like that doesn't normally happen. Everyone's acting like what happened in infiltration household is some abomination to Christ. And that happens in most marriages. In fact, some of them shit happened in Jamaica. That shit happened. Don't up in the back of the head. All types of shit like don't it's illegal over here. And right after that, you're having sex. Right after that. And it's wrong. But in America, oh my God! Remember, what's this guy's name? What's his name? What's the guy that jumped and died in the interview with Barbara Walters? And he's like, it's appropriate to slap a woman? And he goes, yes, you know, if you give them over the last say, and even though when you yield to our arguments and she continues to go, I think that she deserves to slap him out. Now, that was like this, which were, I guess, toxic masculine, that's what we call it today.
Yes.
And there are a lot of women in marriages that lasted over 20, 40, 50 years, and they're telling you, yeah, man, Sydney, blah, 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 we've been married for 60 years. Yeah, people have relationships where you don't even touch their girl, they can't get past you too. They can't even get past you too. It says, can't hear trifles. Wait, what? I dealt with the anti-Semitic attacks online for
James, you can hear me?
I hear you fine.
Oh, okay. Game music overpowered. Oh, they're saying your game music overpowered.
Mr. Do's more important than you.
Well, I was asking you, you remember the guy named Sean Connery? There it is, Sean Connery. Sean Connery and Barbara Walters interview. And try to speak on the Cinnapie and food situation.
She's gone.
I'm not going to speak on that. I don't care. Like, it's not that important. In the words of the great Eleanor Roosevelt, average people talk about events. No, great minds talk about events. Great minds talk about ideas. Average minds talk about events. Small minds talk about people. And although I'm talking about certain people, at least these people that I'm talking about have some type of social relevance to the fabric of the society that we once had, that's now broken down into the criminal shit that we now call society today. This is to the stream, please. You can't hear anything. Do you really need the game audio right now, my guy?
Yeah, I do.
He's calling you my guy.
My guy, I need it. It makes clowning so much more fucking important.
You know what I never liked about Mr. Dude?
What?
Wait a minute. This is Mr. Dude.
Yeah.
Mr. Dude is just, all Mr. Dude is Dig Dug.
No, it's not Dig Dug.
Yeah, yes it is.
No, it's not.
It's Dig Dug.
It's not Dig Dug. It's being a clown, man.
This shit is a ripoff.
You're just hating.
Good shit.
Uh-oh, nothing.
Got him.
I want that fucking X.
Hold on, guys. You're watching the game. Get the X. Get the X.
Ah!
Oh, got it. At least you went down fighting. Oh, you made it. Really?
Yeah, you get if it times right, you get it.
The enemies die faster than you. That's godlike. I didn't know that. Echo on his voice plus the volume lower than yours sounds like two of his sounds going to stream. Got the T. Yeah, you can't kill him. Come on, get off of him, B. Good.
Fuck.
Ooh. That was godlike. Fred.
That's alright, I'll get it.
Ghost says Triforce, great minds speak about events, talk about BXG. There's nothing to talk about BXG. BXG was a great event outside of a C- tournament because there was a lot of problems with it, but it was their first major, it wasn't their first major international tournament, but of the size and the potential it was, there was a lot of issues that was going on with the tournament organizers. He had to step in and try to salvage it. And that's just what it is. Well, everyone makes it like there's some big ass scam or some shit happening. There's no scams, man. Like, everybody just need to chill with that. I just don't like the fact that the sport, esports, was like Triforce hosted a tournament in the Caribbean called BXG. I'm like, I did? Dude blamed me. Dude said it was my tournament. That was crazy. And that I scammed the community out of $80,000. You guys don't believe me? Just go look up the top 10 worst tournaments of all time. Sport esports, go to their page. I'm at number 3 for BXG, although BXG is not mine, and I did not host the tournament. But they blamed me about it.
It's all you. It was all you.
Apparently it was all me.
Alright, I'm done playing games.
Did FChamp get paid? I don't know.
No.
No. Never got paid?
Not that I know.
Okay, same thing. I didn't know who didn't get paid, and stuff like that. I got paid most of my money, but I didn't get paid all my money. And that's because I just decided, like, with all the nonsense that was going on there, I just had to I just wanted to help Rolando. I can't even blame him. There's a lot of mistakes being made, but like a lot of people are blaming the wrong people. They're blaming certain people that had nothing to do with nothing. And I'm one of those guys because like it's not my tournament, so I don't know why anyone blamed me. But Triforce is the easy guy to blame. No EMP credit on the Justin Wong story. Of course, they're never gonna credit. They're not. They don't recognize EMP as an esports team. So it's whatever. Although we have the most championships in the FGC, but they don't credit us. They'll say esports in the FGC goes all the way back to Evo, and although we won 13 Evo championships with Yipes and Justin and Perfect Legend and all these other guys, Empire Arcadia is not an official esports team. Okay, but they're gonna do a story on the esports legends of the FGC.
But Team BTWXZR, they're a real team.
They're a real team, yeah, exactly. Those guys are real teams. Teams that have come and died are real teams. Teams that had $27 million in the bank, but somehow it disappeared and their H1Z1 league fell apart, and they were one of the most powerful esports teams in the scene in terms of money.
Remember that kid Joe Cruddy?
Oh, let's not speak ill of the dead.
No, but I'm just saying. I remember his whole thing, DMG. I remember a lot of teams have come and gone.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, listen, it's 1:20. I know y'all want me to stay up till 4 in the morning, but by 4 in the morning I'm on a train. So I go to work a lot earlier these days.
Oh, you good? So good. Things are still good with your job, though. You're.
I haven't had a day off.
Oh, good. Well, that's actually good. I'm very happy for those, especially in these times of economic. Shit's going to hell, Jim. Shit's going to hell. So
yeah, I
know.
know.
But let me let you go.
Yes, sir.
Some rest. We'll talk. It was nice talking with you, James.
You too. We'll catch up more. You know, there's a lot of things we can do.
I messaged you.
You got it.
All right, talk to you later.
Later, man. Oh, look at all that. Look at all that. What? Anyway, guys, I gotta bounce. I got shit. I gotta get up early. I'll put this up. I'll put this up tonight if I get a chance before I go to bed. I gotta clean up my dinner, do all that fun stuff, and then get up and go to lovely work in the morning. Anyway, guys, like I said, as far as the FGCOC, noble ideas, but I don't support it. It's just going to be some of the same old favoritism. As far as Ultra David, I don't care about him. But as far as Gutex, I don't know, man. I just think let the guy be. I really didn't. Well, I don't agree with what he said. I didn't see the need to banish him to the nether realm. Again, it's an opinion. It's not hurtful, and we may not agree with it, but it is what it is. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you all. Do that whole follow thing and all that other good stuff. We'll be back more. I got to tweak the thing. I didn't expect Triforce to be popping on tonight. So I got to tweak. I got to start setting up my Discord so I can do everything through that. But again, appreciate you all coming down, and peace out.
Dominating the floor, the weak will die, the strong will live. control to the less system from you. Quest for glory, same old story. Quest for love will never cease. Insecurity is more to reach. They will rise the bangers needed to knock down. You like beneath political power, supremacy, death and ruin. You're corrupted, domination, appeal to lack of strife. Quest for glory, same old story. Quest for love will never cease. Insecurity is more to reach.